Can you really make a working film camera out of cardboard? I decided to give this do-it-yourself kit a try, and I'm going to show you what's in this kit, and then I'll try building the camera, and finally we'll see if it really works and how well it works. Now, this is the Create Your Own Pinhole Camera kit, and when you open it up you'll see you've got a lot of work cut out for you. The book that comes with it though is totally worth the price of the package. It's got a lot of great examples of alternative photography, and it goes into detail about different types of cameras and camera modifications that you can try yourself. The kit comes with the book, and you've got these pre-punched cardboard parts that become the body of the camera and several other pieces to assemble. Now I had to pick up some glue and clips. The instructions give you a short list of supplies that don't come in the kit. And I followed the instructions very closely. The first piece to work with was this internal divider. It was a good starting point because pretty much all of the pieces get put together the same way. You fold some flaps, add glue, and fasten the glued parts with the clips. Next piece, the shutter channel. Then the viewfinder, which also serves as the shutter. You put these two pieces together and glue them to the front of the camera. The shutter needs to move smoothly, so you have to be careful with the glue. The body gets folded into a box, and again, glue it and clip it. So we have the front of the camera body ready. Now there are tiny spaces in the corners, so we use the black tape included with the kit to cover those holes to prevent light leaks. Next, set up the internal divider assembly and make sure it's positioned correctly to hold the film and the take-up spool. And the take-up spool is included with the kit. The back of the camera comes next, and it's put together pretty much like the front of the camera. A little tripod mount comes with the kit, and it gets glued down, and I can tell you that I tested it out and it did work with my mini tripod. The kit comes with 3 brass pinholes. One isn't punctured, so that you can try punching a hole in it yourself. And here you can see that I've already taped the brass squares to the cardboard pinhole mounts. So most of the tape is covering the brass squares because only the tiny pinholes have to remain uncovered. Okay, here's a hint about what happens later. This is a crucial part of the assembly. If it doesn't go perfectly, it can cause some major problems. These little wooden winders have to be inserted into the take-up spool and the film cartridge exactly right. You mark the spools and attach their winder collars. And hopefully we've done it just right. Here they are, ready to go. So here we're going to insert the 0.2mm pinhole into the camera. Now you can see how this is going to work. When the shutter's open, the pinhole can allow light into the camera, exposing the film. Now we attach the film leader to the take-up spool with black tape. And insert the spool into the take-up cartridge and close it up. Alright, now I'm carefully going to place the film and the take-up cartridge into the camera. And next, set up the winders and make sure they can engage properly. If it all looks okay, take the winders out and attach the back of the camera and reinsert the winders. One last check to make sure that the winders are working, and you can see that they're working at least right now. So I've got the film set up at its starting point, and the camera should be ready to take pictures. The instructions suggest using rubber bands to make the body more secure, and I went ahead and did that. I don't know if I'd call this little camera a thing of beauty, but it is kind of cool. Now to see if it works. Alright, we started here at the scenic overlook in Austin. Taking photos with this camera is really a matter of estimating how long an exposure should be. Most of the shots I did were around 2 or 3 seconds, some maybe a little longer. Alright, now check this out. I'm winding the film after each exposure, and you can see that both winders are in motion when I'm doing that. I really wish I'd watched both winders as I went through the day taking pictures, because if I had, maybe I would have actually come back with great shots of this bridge. And maybe I would have had amazing pinhole images of this scene over Town Lake. Or colorful shots of these flowers. And bam, there it is. I'm turning the winding knob, but the other knob isn't moving. When I got my pictures back, it became clear that the winder wasn't engaging properly after the first few exposures. Oh well, I did end up with something to show you though, and here are the prints that came back from the lab. You can see that the camera does in fact work, but throw in the little human error and you can come back empty-handed. Hey, I had fun doing this project, and I would recommend trying it if you have the time and the patience and the budget. I mean, the kit costs about 20 bucks, and the film and developing might run you another $25 or so. Hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I worked really hard on this one. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time.